One of the most crucial things for a game is map design. This looks over all the unique things that make a map enjoyable, such as hidden things around the world, Easter eggs, mechanics, and even the way that you fast travel around the map. So I'll be looking over all three Skate games, just talking over things that I felt were very important and could be beneficial for the new game. For Skate 1, I felt like they had a very basic but interesting way of designing the map. Like a lot of the spots that you go to, such as the school, are very basic in the sense of how they're designed. However, I feel like some areas do fit the game very well, like going in the back alleys behind houses just look really nice. There's a lot of stuff to skate in the area, such as small ledges and such. I really feel that the way they designed the back alleys really suited the era that the game came out, which is the early 2000s. Some areas such as the art gallery have really good architecture as well, and it's very unique to find places to skate. And even some stores having their own skate spots added a lot more life to the game. One thing for certain that I felt like was amazing about Skate 1 was just the way that you travel. As a comparative of Skate 1 to the other games, Skate 1 was the only game that allowed you to travel using a train. And for Skate 2 and Skate 3, however, you just fast travel, which was in a sense kind of lazy. The overall terrain in Skate 1, in my opinion, was actually really good, which is mainly due to the amount of incline there is around the city, but at the same time, that can be said for all the games. Skate 2, however, I felt like the map was the most diverse one out of all the games. And just by playing the game and exploring different areas, you can tell how much time was put into the game, such as Skate 2 having a lot of hidden areas that you can go to. For example, finding this one dirt path and going up the stairs would take you on top of a massive drop. And if you just want to get a bunch of speed to do some tricks, or you just want to get your Hall of Meat challenges done, that's the best spot to do it at. Also, because of how high up you are, it gives you a pretty nice view to look at. Even some parks that you find in Skate 2 fit really well with the environment, such as the Mega Compound in Skate 2. The surrounding area feels overgrown, and the materials used to build the park fit really well with the surrounding area. In a comparative, Mega Park looks extremely fresh compared to the Mega Compound, as Mega Park has fresh paint, fresh materials, and it looks like it's made for contests and just professionals. But the Mega Compound doesn't look as fresh. It seems like it's been there for a while and it's commonly used by locals, which to me fits perfectly when you're trying to play as a skater that's up and coming. Skating around New San Vanalona, you can find a lot of pools that are just filled up with water, and then you can call Sammy and she'll drain the pool for you. A lot of these pools that you find are very boring and basic, but at times you do find some that are very unique. And due to how uniquely shaped some of these pools are, it leads to endless ideas and possibilities of the tricks that you can do. You also have an option. You don't even have to drain the pool if you don't want to. You can still try and do tricks. And this is only possible if there are ledges that are above the water in the pool that allow you to grind or do a trick onto it. One of the best things to unlock when draining a pool is the dam. When the dam is flooded, I feel like it blocks off a lot of the gameplay and stuff that you can find throughout the game, especially for people who love gapping, since I know that's like a big trend right now. The dam helps you get a lot of speed that you won't be able to get regularly without a glitch, which I feel is preferred for some people, as I know some people don't like doing glitches when they're going for gaps. And on the topic of speed, I felt like the downhill races on Skate 2 were amazing. And you don't even have to do a race just to see how good it is. The only annoying thing is the cars in the way, but that's what makes it challenging and fun. But whilst going downhill, there's so many different paths to take, like you don't actually have to follow the road in order to beat the race that you're doing, as you're able to go off-road and just skate on pipes, for example, or just go off a ramp that's on the side of the road to go back onto the road. Sometimes you even find skate parks on the side of the road, or even at the top of the mountain there's some little spots you can skate at. Depending on where you are in the map, for example, if you're at the top of the mountain or in downtown, the places that you skate at and the terrain you skate on, all of it looks different depending on where you are, just to match what's around you. Some look like they're homemade and some look like they're professionally built, but it all depends on where you are. That adds to my point, showing life in the game and a huge amount of diversity depending on the location. For Skate 3, I felt like some areas were kind of over exaggerated, but I wouldn't say that's a negative because it actually adds to the arcade feel. And for example, the giant ramps and the huge drops that you can make, although it does depend on what difficulty you're playing on in order to land it. Sometimes like the little fountain spot waterfall thing, it doesn't seem very realistic for someone to land something like that in a gap, but that helps to add to the arcade feel of the game. You do have some parks that fit very well with the atmosphere, like Summer Underground, and only a few balls I believe are hidden, which I feel is a little disappointing because they could have done more with hidden spots. You do have some random Easter eggs as well, such as the Rick Roll Cafe that you can find, which fit well when the game came out, but I felt like it aged badly. And also some spots around that area are pretty nice and quite unique, but I felt like there wasn't enough. There could have been more. You only have like small little spots like a small alleyway, for example. There could have been a lot more of that, and some spots felt like they were just copy and pasted everywhere. However, the game does have a good amount of diversity depending on where you're skating at. Each district is very different in terms of what you can skate and the props that you can spawn, and at times you can find very unique things to skate. For example, the University District does have a lot of nice downhill, such as the main road, the ditch, and even Mega Park. And transitioning from the main road to the Mega Park onto the university area is pretty seamless. And just talking on Skate 3 and Skate 2, the DLCs were amazing. And in case you guys didn't know, some spots you find around all the skate games are references to different spots in real life. And in some DLCs, they recreate real parks. For example, the Fantasy Factories in Skate 2. You have the Maloof Money Cup as well. And they even came up with their own concepts, such as the Sanatorium. So for the new Skate game, there's a lot of things I feel would be extremely beneficial for the game, just to add more life. Such as hidden spots that people can find, change in terrain and atmosphere depending where you are in the map. Also recreating spots from real life. And since it's called San Van Alona, it would be cool if they add China Banks to the game, which is in San Francisco. Honestly, don't know too many spots, but if you guys have any suggestions or ideas, let me know in the comments. Also, some downhill stuff will be sick. They probably will add downhill to the game, but as an example, I would prefer the downhill to be more like Skate 2s rather than Skate 3s in my opinion. This is only due to how much more challenging it is on Skate 2, although Skate 3 does have the dam. Same with Skate 2, so possibly a dam would be sick for the map. And my final point would be on methods of travel, because in Skate 1 it was the coolest thing to me just taking the train and going anywhere, but it was a little disappointing in Skate 2 and 3 how you just couldn't do that and you would just magically teleport. If there's any points that I've missed that you guys like, please let me know in the comments. As always, it would be nice to see what people put, and it's really interesting just to see how diverse everyone's thoughts are and what they want to see. And you can also give your ideas and thoughts in the official EA Skate Discord. Also, don't forget to follow my socials.